Hello everyone. While making the previous videos, I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have an app that could create complex Excel macros that can't be recorded? And that's exactly what I did. The version of the app that I'm about to demonstrate for you is limited to only one scenario so far, but it can be expanded in the future. This one scenario is something that many office employees spend hours doing manually every day. I'm talking about generating a report from a source system and transferring its values to another end user report. Let's say the report looks something like this. And as you can see, if I open the VBA editor, currently there are no VBA modules saved in this file. So the data looks something like this. So we have a list of customers and the dates, and the goal is to populate the net sales inside this range. Let's have a look at the data file. So we have customer number, description, the date, the sales, and the cost of sales. Now let's automate the data upload in the report file without writing a single line of code. The first step is to select the master file. Which we would like to automate. So once the file is selected, we need to pick the worksheet where we would like the data to be uploaded. And we click Next. Next, select this data file in the same way. Data sample. And pick the sheet. In our case, the sheet name is exactly the same. Then we need to specify the columns and rows that contain the common values in both our files. So I know that in master file column 1, where we have our customer, corresponds to a column 2 in the data file. Now, if I want to add additional dimension, I just click this expand button, and I know in our master file row number 4, this is where we have the dates. That row corresponds to the values in column number 3 in the data file. Then we click Next. Now let's select the ranges that contain the values to be matched in both files. So the labels are pre-populated based on the selections from the previous screen. So I know that our customer range starts from row number 5 and ends in row number 14. And the customers in the data file start from row number 2. And in this case, instead of specifying the end row, I just click this checkbox. This is to tell the program to automatically identify the last row. And then in the master file row number 4, the values start from column number 2 and they end in column number 8. So let's update that. And same thing in column number 3 in the data file, our dates, they start from row number 2 and they end, well, I don't know. So let's just pick this checkbox so the program automatically identifies the last row. Click Next. So here, let's pick the columns or rows from where the macro needs to pull the values from. Currently, this application supports up to 2 columns or rows to pull the values from with the ability to sum or to subtract them. So in this case, from the data file, we'll be pulling the values from column number 4, and I want to subtract column number 5. Let's click Next. In case the values on the master report and the source file don't exactly match, the app allows creating mapping tables that can be used by the VBA code to correctly upload the data. In this case, I can just demonstrate for you how it looks like. If I click that this no option, that means the values on the master and data file don't match, the application asks to create the mapping. So I can pick certain values here and assign a corresponding value from the data file. But since they match in my case, I'm not going to do it. So I will click Yes, and then I select Next. The mapping option is also available for the second dimension. So again, in our case, everything matches. I'm not going to use it this time. Now, if there is a need to have a user form that allows selecting a specific upload criteria, this option is also available, and let's use it. So I want to have a user form, and I want the values on that user form, let's say, to be picked from row number 4. This is where our dates are. And I'm going to name the label date. Next. The last step is to name the add-in menu and sub-menu. So I'm just going to name them main and sub, just for the sake of this example. The last step basically is to click this Create VBA Project button. So once it's clicked, it takes a few seconds to produce the macro enable workbook. Let's do that. And it's done. You're going to see a complete label message appearing on the screen in a second. So let's have a look at the output file. Here it is. Okay, so it looks exactly like our master file. However, now that we look inside the VBA project, we have several modules added. We have our form, we have the code inside, and we also have another module which supports the menu creation and some of the useful functions. So let's try running it. From the add-ins, let's select our main menu, select sub-menu. So now we need to select our data file. And there is our form. So let's pick January 3rd date. Select OK, and there you have it. All the customers in our file were successfully updated with the corresponding values from our data file for January 3rd. So this little lab can save a lot of time for those who don't really want to learn VBA, but just want to create a VBA for one of their master files and use it on a daily basis. So the program is very much configurable. It can handle various scenarios, but for now, it's only about data upload. In the future, I will explore opportunities to add more common scenarios into this program. Thanks for watching.